Welcome into Gamesthetic, episode 180. I'm Alex Light with Sparky3. Hope you're having a phenomenal day today, whatever day you're watching or listening to the show. We appreciate you so much for tuning in. No Zach yet, but he is on the way. But we do have John, who I unfortunately apparently pulled away from the first Ascendant, and he almost didn't come over. John, how are you?
I'm here. I didn't look through some of what we were talking about beforehand. I was just reading it there.
So the norm,
and it's
the norm.
I normally at least have an idea.
And it's what?
I have been radio silent for like everybody this week.
Correct.
I have done nothing but play First Descendant this week.
So to put that in context, I've messaged him about, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, probably about 5 different things this week. And only one of them you responded, and it was the new Galaxy Buds. That's it. I think that's the only thing you responded to this week.
I didn't know you sent me that many messages.
Yeah, probably 5 different conversations I messaged him about within the last week. And I think the new Galaxy Buds and how stupid they look is probably the only thing that he replied to.
Probably.
So, no, shout out to John for being here. Zach, like I said, Zach will be here soon. So for today, we will be talking about Xbox stuff, just because it was really in the headlines this week. Game Pass increase. Not really surprised about that.
Not a Game Pass increase. A Game Pass fucking... This is dumb.
Overhaul.
Dumb,
but not surprising.
Okay, I'll get into it in a minute.
Yeah,
when we start talking about
we'll get into it. So Game Pass overhaul, everything that happened with that, with price increase, as well as a change in like marketing and retail strategy for certain regions that Xbox is doing. You know, the Amazon Fire TV thing is now officially launching with that slogan, you know, no Xbox is needed to play Xbox, and just the fans are concerned. So we're going to chat about that. I do got a topic for today, which I think I'm mostly carrying, which that's fine, is what it is.
That's what happens when you come up with the topic.
Look,
a lot of times.
I pitched this topic like 2 weeks ago, okay?
Yeah,
2 weeks.
Hey, you seemed excited about it, so I'll let you run with it.
Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be our dream video games. I'll dive more into what is the criteria for like dream video games. We'll go over that here in a bit. Then just a bunch of little news across the board. Nintendo put out a teaser for a new horror game that people are really curious about. Larian CEO talking about a couple games series that he would have loved to get if he didn't get Baldurs Gate, one of them being Fallout, so shout out to that. And just a bunch of other random tidbits of news all throughout, towards the end of the episode, so big shout out to that. Also, big shout out to this. We're about to hit 300 subscribers on YouTube, and that's pretty cool. I think by the time that we go live next week for 181, we'll be there. So thank you so much for everyone that's been subscribing. Super cool. Really appreciate that. Appreciate all the comments and the likes and the interactions. You guys have been awesome. Hoping we're going to hit 300 by next week. I think we're going to get there, and I'm really excited for it. Might do a little giveaway. I don't know. Might do like a little $20 giveaway of some sort, because I can pinpoint the exact subscriber who is number 300. I can pinpoint that. So may do a little giveaway. You know, may give them like a $25 eShop gift card. You know, even though I don't want to do digital, but it's just the easiest way to handle those things. So I'm helping you out. I'm supporting digital gaming. So you're welcome, I guess. But anyway, let's go to 2 cams. We'll also make sure to shout out Agent Ink and Rogue Energy later on in the show. John, how are you, man? Doing well?
Yeah, I'm all right.
All right. Good. How are we feeling about this Xbox thing, John?
Okay, the Game Pass changes that we have here okay, here's the problem. If it was just a price increase,
yeah,
that would be one thing. They just did this thing where they combined what was Xbox Live and Game Pass and everything. Now it looks like they're just redoing that. Mm-hmm. What's the point of getting rid of it and converting everything to Game Pass? If you want a little extra money, just fucking raise the price. The thing that really gets it's like a 99-cent difference. Mm-hmm. Why? That's the thing. Is why?
Yeah.
I don't know. This is. I'm looking at. There's like seven different things on here.
Yeah, that is correct. So yeah, there's 5 different tiers essentially, and one of them is available only to new customers.
I don't get it. What was wrong with Game Pass Console, and Game Pass Ultimate?
Right.
Or like Game Pass PC, Game Pass Console, Game Pass Ultimate.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Right.
If you wanted to charge a little bit more for it, increase it by a couple bucks if you want to. We don't need 5 tiers.
Right. Now, are we shocked by the price increases? Because I say no. I'm not shocked.
I don't know what I pay for it now.
Dang.
I started paying for it a while back. I don't know what the price is. It's like I know what it's gonna be.
It just comes out.
Yeah, it's like I know what it's gonna be now, but it's like I use it, so it hasn't been a thought to me. Now I look at this and I'm like, what's the point of this? Like if someone's not paying attention and they accidentally subscribe to Xbox Game Pass Core, can they just upgrade to what's the one they need? Xbox Game Pass.
Xbox Game Pass for console or PC Game Pass. One of the two is what they would need.
So if they wanted to get that one instead because they bought the wrong one because now there's 5 options for it.
Yeah.
Imagine you go to the store and they put cards out in the store for these.
Right.
It's gonna be the dumbest looking shelf because you're gonna have like the different tiers of like for everything for it. You're gonna have to have 5 options there.
No, and honestly, because of that, I don't think we're going to see cards for everything.
I know. I'm just.
You're probably going to see you'll see Game Pass Ultimate, and honestly, that might be it. I would be surprised if that was the only card sold in stores. Is Game Pass Ultimate?
They could have done away with the rest of it and only put Ultimate out, and nobody would have cared.
Right. Like they're going with this whole new route of like the no day one games to like justify like paying a little bit cheaper but still having Game Pass.
99 cents cheaper.
Right.
It's a thing of like the whole point of Game Pass was day one game. They've been talking about Game Pass day one games.
Yeah, that's like the big
best
thing.
Best value in gaming for years. We've been saying that for years too.
Yep.
Why are you shooting yourself in the foot here
with the no day one game options?
If you have Game Pass and you don't have day one games, what's the point of having it?
Right. And I also want to ask this because like this is probably my fault for not reading on this one particular tier before doing the show is like, what's the point of the Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass standard for new members only? It's $14.99 and no day one games.
No, that's probably if you create an account from like these other ones.
Yeah,
if you already have it and are paying it, you might maintain that price.
Oh, okay.
But if you're activating a new account, you'll have to pay the higher price. But that also doesn't make sense because Game Pass standard, that's $14.99 console, like Game Pass for console. That's existing. So
yeah, that's $10.99 for day one games, and then the PC is $11.99 for day one games. So
what is the point?
Yeah, and why is PC $11.99 and console $10.99?
Well, actually, Game Pass standard new members.
Yeah,
then you have Game Pass Core. It's the same thing.
Yeah, Game Pass Core.
It's the same thing. One of them's just $5 more.
Yeah, like it feels stupid. I don't know.
They could have if they wanted to increase the price. All you had to do was just say, "Hey, we're consolidating a little bit to make it simpler for everyone.
Yep.
Game Pass Ultimate is going to be the only option going forward, and it's going to be $20 a month."
Yeah,
they could have done that and had very little. Like people would have been irritated at first, especially like if they only played on console.
Mm-hmm.
But I know very few people that have Game Pass that only play it on an Xbox.
Right.
I know a couple people that do, but most people use it for Xbox PC. They use it for everything.
Yeah.
So it's like they're already using Ultimate.
Yep.
Yeah, I have a feeling they could have just been like, "Hey, here's Game Pass Ultimate. Sorry if you had like just PC or just console, but we have our reasons. This is what we're doing going forward." Then they would have just artificially increased the price for maybe half of their subscribers.
I still think it was fine just to keep 3 tiers and just maybe give a price increase for the PC console. I feel like that would have been fine. Like the couple extra tiers, it's like what are we doing? I mean, I understand the core is to replace your Xbox Live to play on. I don't know. They've got so much going on that they're trying to juggle over here, and they're sitting in an office saying this is a great idea. This sounds great. This makes sense.
The problem is we towards the I think it was towards the end of last year. We were like praising them on getting rid of Game Pass and just consolidating
Or
one
live.
well,
live.
getting rid of live
Yeah.
and just being like, you have one subscription now, and then they found a way. They found a way to fuck that up.
Right, yeah. Get rid of it. Get rid of live gold, and now you just make it this. You know.
Yeah. You get rid of this, and you're like, okay, well, they're basically saying if you want to play games that require live, that's going to cost you like $15.
Mm-hmm.
Day one games, we value at 99 cents.
Mm-hmm.
That's basic. That's how this kind of reads, because all of the price differences for day one games, it's a 99-cent price increase.
Right.
I mean, nobody needs the non day one tier.
Yeah, no one needs that or wants that.
Because the thing is, I assume that just no day one games means you have access to the Game Pass library.
Yeah. And new games will probably come out later, similar to what they do to like PlayStation Plus. It'll probably be the same mentality.
This just makes me mad. It doesn't make sense.
Right.
It's like, this is like when PlayStation started trying to copy Game Pass and made all their tiers.
Yeah.
And like they changed that, and I think you as well canceled your like PlayStation Plus subscription.
Correct.
Around the time they did that, because of just like they increased the price. It wasn't worth it. They could have. Yeah, I mean, we keep saying it. They could have just increased the price here, and nobody would have cared.
Yeah,
they'd have been like, yeah, it's still the best value in gaming. Now I look at it and I'm like, it just makes me mad.
Yeah,
I don't.
There's just too much.
I
that
don't
doesn't need to be there.
It's a thing of like, I don't want to get rid of Game Pass, but I also don't want to support that.
Right. I get that. I get that because I'm kind of in the same boat. Also, shout to Andy, popped in chat. He followed up to your comment earlier. He said, I feel like I just forget about my subscription price that I'm paying. It just comes out.
Yeah, it's just there.
Yeah.
And when it's just the knowledge of knowing that I can just go to my Game Pass and just browse it, download anything, and never have to worry about it.
Yep, exactly. I will say for the Ultimate one, going up to $20 a month from its current like $16.99, whatever, it's like, it's not surprising. I mean, you're going to be adding one of the biggest franchises in the world with Call of Duty, to it day one. I personally have been expecting a price increase since everything closed with Activision Blizzard. I mean, do I like it? Do I support it? I mean, I guess no, but I want things cheaper. But I understand. Like, I'm not oblivious to that. That was probably going to happen. You know what I mean? So like when I saw the price increase, I wasn't shocked by it. It's just everything else that we've just finished complaining about is where I just can't looked at it and I'm just like, what the hell is going on?
The problem is, like, guy I work with recently bought a new Xbox. He hadn't played games in a long time. He just recently bought one. I had to sit down and explain him the simple version of Game Pass and how it works and how to set it up and everything. God help me if these changes had been there and I was trying to explain that to someone who had no knowledge of it.
That's when you just don't explain it. You just say, just get Ultimate. Just get Ultimate.
No, that's the thing is he doesn't.
He's
One that
PC.
It's like some. That's why I said it's like I know a few people that don't need Ultimate, and trying to like if he opened up a web page and it had 5 tiers for him to pick from, I would have just had to be like, dude, just send me a screenshot. I'll circle the one for you to buy.
Yeah. It's like, let me just help you out. Make it as simple as possible. No, it's an interesting change. Like I said, the one of the big things that there's been so much conversation around it from just like the sheer amount of tears thrown in their face, but also the price increase. But I don't think the price increase is surprising. I feel like we all should have expected this. I feel like it's been writing on the wall for forever now.
Yeah.
Speaking of, Zach's in the studio. Zach, how are you? Whenever he sits down. But I mean, I think the price increase is understandable. I mean, to a point. I mean, again, it's like when you have the official news that Call of Duty is being added day one games, for it. Like it's just like, okay, well, that's probably writing on the wall that it's probably going to get a price increase.
I think that's just the excuse.
It is the excuse. I will agree with you on that.
I mean,
it is an excuse, but it's an excuse they're going to stick with and run with.
Thing is, I mean, at this point, Call of Duty's been just riding on whatever their BR is.
Warzone.
Yeah,
Warzone.
it's like
yeah.
they've just been riding that, and
Right.
it's like now their games are just a way to feed into that at this point.
Right.
So whatever excuse they needed to be able to do it, it was going to happen eventually.
Yeah. Welcome to the show, Zach. How you doing today?
Fucking small head.
You were the last one to wear it, though. I think. I don't think anyone else has been here.
Has no one else worn it?
No, I think it's just you. Maybe it just got messed up or something in the last week or so. But anyway, how you doing?
I'm all right.
That's good. We have a very important question in chat, and that question is off topic. But how do you guys feel about the Neopets / G Fuel crossover? I'll tell you how we feel. You should check out the referral link down below for some Rogue Energy, and my button's not working, so that's sad. There we go. Some Rogue Energy. Use our referral link down below. Promo code Sparky3 to get 10% off your order.
Hey, Andy, the real question is, why aren't you playing the 25th anniversary of Neopets online with their new update?
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's a thing.
Okay.
Okay, regardless of any new updates, you should be playing the First Descendant. that is what everybody should be playing right now.
Why isn't my Rogue button working, but my Agent Ink one is? So let me fix that. But yeah, Andy, that's the answer. Is that you should check out some Rogue Energy.
That's good, Andy.
Yeah, he said he's already
Good man.
Good job, guy. I appreciate you. That's great, Neopets, man. Shout out to that. I did see that collab though. I was just like, man, that's out of left field.
Oh, Neopets is doing a weird push because they've started updating their game website thing again. So
really?
They're pushing for doing several things.
Okay.
Because I've also had a couple VTubers content come across where they're being sponsored by Neopets. So Neopets is putting some money into advertising right now.
Okay. All right. Shout out to Neopets, man, for their 25th anniversary. Yeah, I saw that collab and I thought that was funny. I was like, that's not one that I would have expected to see. But you know what? Shout out. Zach, what are your thoughts on this Game Pass thing? Any real comment? Like, in terms of price increase, I'm assuming you're just not surprised, right?
Gonna be honest, I didn't realize that happened this week.
Yep, that happened. Price increase. Lots of new tiers. John's upset about it.
Sounds dumb.
That's what John said before when we got into the show.
They took Xbox Live, added it as a Game Pass tier with no day one games, and that's all it is.
I mean, I can go plug up my 360 for that.
Right. No, so what we have now, Zach, is we have Xbox Game Pass Core, which is the $9.99 but has no day one games.
Okay.
You have the PC Game Pass $11.99 with day one games. You have Xbox Game Pass for console for existing subs that is $10.99 with day one games. And you have the Xbox Game Pass Standard for new members only that's $14.99 with no day one games. And now Game Pass Ultimate is now $20 a month with day one games.
So is Ultimate just the same, just $5 more?
Yeah, Ultimate's the same. It's just a price
That's all I
increase.
care about.
Yeah.
Screw everything else.
Yeah.
Ultimate, nothing changed with Ultimate.
Nothing
except
changes for us.
It's a couple bucks more, but you still have everything you did.
I'm gonna be honest. Ignore everything except for the $20 one. Just get the $20 one. Ignore everything else.
See, that's kind of what I said, but he did bring up a point of like those people that don't need the PC portion of it. So it's like that's when you may want to try to get like the console or PC. But like that's also why I'm saying like I don't feel like we need 5 tiers. I feel like it would have been fine with how it was and just do a little bit of a price increase.
I mean, all those tiers is literally just extra
Filler.
word space and filler to really make you go, which one should I get?
Yeah, which is what he was just talking about with like a coworker or a buddy of his that just got a Xbox recently, hadn't done gaming in forever, and he had to explain to him how it was before. And it's like John was like, God forbid if I had to explain this, it's like which one to get. No, I mean it's dumb, and in terms of price increase, it's just like I'm just not surprised. But I don't know why anyone would be, It is an excuse, like you said. I agree, it is an excuse. But it's still just like that's the excuse. That's just like, all right, if you say that excuse, I guess it makes sense. I don't really give a shit, but it makes sense why the price increased. Especially when you're adding, different large franchises like that to day one, but whatever. And then the other side of this coin that has like the Xbox fan base just kind of concerned is just like the retail and marketing strategy. So one little tidbit is with, the Amazon Fire TV stick thing that we shout out like 2 weeks ago, whatever.
Yeah.
That's now coming out and it's now got that tagline, you don't need an Xbox to play Xbox. And then that's on top of like a rumor and report that Xbox is pulling out of retail and marketing strategies in like Europe, Africa, and the Middle East. They're not going to completely pull out of like retail stock. They're just going to send significantly less stock. And I was reading some comments on that where it's just like people that live in those areas and they were just like, they were doing marketing before. Like, I didn't know they were doing marketing before. Like, PlayStation's everywhere. Sony's everywhere. I see no marketing on X. They were doing something to begin with.
Well, it may not necessarily be like a lot of marketing. It's just like, I mean, when you're a company like Xbox, you kind of expect everybody knows about Xbox. We're going to put it in stores, and if people buy it,
great,
then we'll keep sending them. If people stop buying it, we're going to stop sending them.
Right. Yeah. And for these areas as well, it's just not big Xbox markets. You know what I mean? So it's like, I can understand to a point why like the community may be concerned, and they really, because a lot of conversation is that we are approaching the end of Xbox. I mean, I still wouldn't go that far, but there's a nice slate. It's kind of strange to me that we get that conversation of we're approaching the end of Xbox, and I'm just like, man, we just had an awesome showcase like last month. You know what I mean? Like the future is bright for the brand with its games and stuff. To maybe help push sell consoles, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, Xbox's strategy for a long time has been to push Game Pass over the console. And I feel like this does kind of align with that mission they've tried to do of pushing Game Pass over the console. But again, these markets are just not big markets for them. We see Japan. I mean, Japan's a horrible market.
The other thing is, people talk about this at the end of Xbox. Think back PlayStation 3. That
true.
People, it's like that could have been the end of PlayStation.
Yep.
But here we are, and now they're dominating the market.
Yep.
It's like it's going to swing back and forth. It's like people are going to miss for a couple generations sometimes. So
you saw it. Nintendo had a horrible generation too. They've had a couple horrible ones.
You say swing back and forth, but Sony still cared about doing a console. We're not sure if Microsoft still cares about doing a console.
That is the concern. Do they give a shit about doing a console? That is a great question.
No, they've said throughout like different interviews and stuff that they are like they're not getting out of the console business.
Yeah.
It's like they're still planning on making one. It's just when you've spent the past like over a decade like screwing up trying to make all-in-one entertainment systems and then try to refocus back on games, it's going to take you a while to get back on track.
Right.
So it's like, we're starting to see them get kind of back on track with like games and stuff now, or like potentially we see where the games are supposed to be coming.
Yeah.
So, if that follows through, now they just have to, they have to get people to realize, hey, we are all about gaming again. Forget about what we did for the last 10 years and just look at what we're doing now.
Yeah.
But it's one of those where people still kind of, they're not paying attention to the potential, like 6 to 8 months of games and stuff coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, if any of those flop, then
The different story, you know.
I mean, a couple of them could flop. It's gonna be like the more big names. If those flop, then we're done.
Yeah,
it's done. The big ones flop. It's over.
If
Fable sucks, if Perfect Dark sucks, it's done.
I was gonna say I was mostly referring to like the big names from the showcase. If those flop, then we might be having a different conversation.
We're cooked. It's over. But right now,
as long as South of Midnight's good, I'll be okay.
That game does look like a lot of fun. But we will be having a completely different conversation of some of these big games coming out flops, because we've already had big games come out that's kind of flopped from what like Starfield's not a terrible game, but it's not what it was supposed to be. Halo Infinite is fun gameplay, but it's not what it was supposed to be.
I mean, Starfield is probably closer to being what it was supposed to be.
They're getting
now.
They're getting there. Yeah.
I don't know.
It was not worth all the hype at the time of release.
Yeah. Just imagine if those two games just got delayed again. Just cook a little bit longer. Like, I know you want to get it out. I get it. But it's like,
I don't think it would have helped.
I mean, could have maybe included some more stuff, you know?
It doesn't matter. It was kind of like, okay, don't read too far into this comparison.
No promises.
Okay.
No promises.
Here we go.
It was kind of like Starfield had the hype and expectations like on its release that Cyberpunk was going to have. Granted, Cyberpunk, it's like, I'm not saying they came out anywhere similar conditions, but they both had very similar
High
levels
level
of
expectations.
expectations and
That's
what
fair.
people wanted from the game.
Yeah.
One of them came out as a solid game.
It worked, but it was empty.
And it was just not necessarily what people wanted. The other one just didn't work.
Yeah.
And by the time they fixed it, it was what people wanted it to be.
Yeah. That's
Starfield
fair.
is still working to become what people wanted it to be.
Well, Todd Howard's got like 10 years for it, apparently. So I think we'll get there maybe at the 10-year mark. And maybe it'll be a goated game 10 years from now. That'd be a hell of a cycle to finally get there. But I mean, redemption stories are possible. Look at No Man's Sky. You know, I mean, it's rocking, it's rolling. You know, now we've got the.
That doesn't even have to be the number one standard bearer anymore. You could have went with the same example I did with
Literally
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk, yeah, Cyberpunk, No Man's Sky, good redemption arc.
Shoot, by now some people play No Man's Sky will go, No Man's Sky was bad.
Right? Yeah. I mean, you're getting players that probably didn't even know. What a different era that was. But no,
And if we really want to take a bow, let's really take a shot at Suicide Squad.
is that turning around?
Nope.
Okay, because I haven't been following
They were
anything about it.
Season 2 was supposed to release in like a day.
Oh, they did.
And they delayed it like a day
Okay,
before
that's right.
release.
Yeah. Okay, I did see that news. Now that you mention it, forgot about it, but I did see that news.
No,
Yep.
Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is completely dead. They're going to finish roadmap stuff that they've announced, and after that,
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate, especially for a studio like Rocksteady. You know, it's unfortunate. But no, the Xbox thing though. Again, refocusing their console business in some parts of the world, not necessarily surprising because like I said, I just imagine it's not busy markets. What is surprising is that they're pulling out of these markets and they didn't pull out focus of Japan because Japan's sales are like atrocious. Like I think you're selling like 2,000 units a month or some shit. Like I'm surprised that wasn't included, but whatever.
I think they see the potential growth there.
That's
I think
fair.
they don't see the growth
That's fair.
in where they're pulling out from.
Yeah,
Let's
and
say-
that's a fair line of
Because
thinking.
they're still going to send the consoles. They're just
Yeah, they're just sending less stock and kind of less of a focus on marketing or whatever. So, and just kind of focus on Game Pass, which is obviously been
hey,
their focus for so long.
Xbox just needs to pair up with some mobile games, some big name mobile games in Japan, and they'll be good.
But yeah, actually, you're not wrong. You ain't wrong, buddy.
I mean, currently in Japan, they have entire wraps of Zenless on trains, so
Yeah, true. Japan's marketing for stuff is so fascinating.
It
man. I
is.
love it. Dude, it's so cool.
like one thing they were doing now for Nikki Goddesses of War, Goddesses of Victory, they actually had like going projection ads on buildings of like the characters doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That was neat.
Right. No, their marketing over there is legit, dude. I'm a big fan.
ridiculous.
I love it. It's awesome.
You can't do that shit in America. People will be confused as hell.
Facts. Anyway, let's shout out one of our sponsors, boys, and move on. I'll shout out the one that we've already shouted out, Rogue Energy. Again, use our referral link down below. Use promo code Sparky3 to get 10% off your order. And we do appreciate that extra support. Regardless if you're checking out the hydration line, the chill line, or the energy line, whether it be the tubs or the cans, they're all delicious.
And Rogue's currently running a 50% off BOGO on cans.
Well, there you go. Just use that promo code then, but just use our referral link, and you're still going to help the brand. You know this is going to help the brand if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, because we're 4 away from 300, baby. I do think we're going to hit 300 by next episode, which is really cool. That's really exciting. It's been an exciting time for us, man. It's like, just seeing all the numbers and stuff go up. It's been fun. Been enjoying it. Relax. Relax. What are you doing?
It's my current champagne.
Jesus Christ. But no, seriously though. Shout out to everyone who's been subscribing and stuff. Really appreciate you guys. It's been a lot of fun conversation and stuff. It's cool to see how things have been going recently. All right, boys. Let's go over to our dream video games that I think I'm leading the topic on for the most part, which that's fine. I do have a list, but I was, I can throttle it back a little bit. So let me kind of establish what we got going on here for the sake of the video that I'm going to cut up and put up. So yeah, we're going to be going over some dream video games. So the criteria for the dream video games can range in a lot of different ways. Hence the word dream.
There's criteria.
Well, just for the sake of what I'm referring to when I say dream video games, like it's literally anything you want it to be. But just to kind of put it,
criteria met.
that too. But just to kind of put it in your brain on what we're kind of talking about, it can be as simple as a remake or a remaster of a game. It can be as simple as a sequel or a prequel. It can be a IP that you love taking a new attempt at another genre that it hasn't done before, like a spin-off game of some capacity. You could reboot a game that got canceled, or reboot a franchise that's dead, or just do something completely off the wall. I don't really care. It's Dream Video Games. And if you're watching the video, comment down below your Dream Video Games as well as your thoughts on anything that is said throughout this video, and we'd appreciate that. So I can kick things off with a couple. I'll kick things off with a couple of like obvious ones that I won't spend a lot of time on. They're just like, would love to see this happen. Some of them probably will. It's just a matter of when. One of them, give me a new Soul Calibur. I don't know when it's gonna happen. I know they're focused on Tekken and shit, which is fair. Give me a new Soul Calibur. It's one of the only fighting games I actually care about. Give me a new Soul Calibur at some point. I would even be cool with like a spin-off of Soul Calibur.
What would it be? Would it be 7?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be 7. Yeah. No.
Okay.
Yes, it would be 7. So yeah, give me Soul Calibur 7. Or give me maybe a spin-off of something, which I'll get into that here in a minute. But new Soul Calibur, that'd be great.
They did a mobile game a couple years back.
They did. Didn't last long though. But I do have an idea of a spin-off that would be cool to see with Soul Calibur, but would never happen. But again, the hints of Dream Games. And it goes into kind of, this one's more of a broader Dream section because I have multiple franchises that I would throw into the hat to see this. Honestly, like, I really enjoy spin-off Warriors games. They're just fun. Like, I love the Hyrule Warriors. I love Fire Emblem Warriors. I have not played the One Piece Warriors games, but apparently they're really good. I would like to see more spin-off Warriors games, personally. Give me a Soul Calibur Warriors. That would never happen, but it'd be fun. Honestly, in talking to in the anime field, the anime genre, I mean, dude, give me a Naruto Warriors. I think that would be fun. Be better than some of the shit they've done over the past few years.
They can only make like the
one
same
type of game.
They can only make the same arena battler.
I know, but
Which at times is more cutscene than arena battle.
Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 3. That game is brutal with cutscenes. Literally, I think it's like chapter 3, which was Naruto fighting Kurama and his mom. He met his mom, whatever. I think that entire chapter was one quick fight, and I'm not shitting you, an hour of cutscenes.
So literally just anime episodes.
It's literally anime episodes, yeah. Which for me at the time was fine because I was so behind on Naruto. So I was like, oh, this is great. But for anyone that wants to play it just to play the game would probably absolutely hate it, which is fair. But no, I mean, other like spin-offs, I mean, like, Zelda and Fire Emblem's done well. Throw Star Fox in the hat. Throw Mario to the hat. Mario's had a ton of spin-off games that works out well. From RPGs to your normal party games that had freaking tactics games with the Spark games, whatever. It's like throw Mario into the ring. I think throw Sonic into the ring for a Warriors game. I think there's a lot of other potential for Warriors games, and I'm here for it. Another obvious one that John and I have been hoping for a long time is Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3. Don't know if it'll happen eventually. We got Sparking Zero.
I was about to say, y'all getting Sparking Zero.
We're getting Sparking Zero, which is awesome. But I would still love a Xenoverse 3 one day.
Yeah, it's like that. I can't complain at all about anything right now because
we got Sparking Zero.
We're finally getting something.
Yeah.
It's like, what was it? Several years back, Fighters came out, but that was more of a traditional fighting game.
Yeah.
It's like nothing wrong with that. Game was a great game, but not the same kind of game we were wanting.
Right. Yeah. We want a game like Sparking Zero, where you go in and it's like the very obvious power differences that you would expect out of Dragon Ball. And I'm just going to go ahead and tell everyone now, when I'm going into online play, I will be planning to play with like Krillin and Yamcha and other miscellaneous characters. That's what I do. And if I beat you, you have to uninstall the game. That's the rule. But no, Xenoverse 3 would be sick. I really don't know the full direction they could go for it, because all the Xenoverse games have pulled from Dragon Ball Online, and I don't know every bit of lore from Dragon Ball Online, but I will say one random thing that I think would be kind of cool to see with some sort of like story direction with all the paradox shit that's going on is like, not a full focus. Like, obviously, let's still focus on Super, because I get it's the up-to-date content. But I think it'd be kind of cool to also go back to some Dragon Ball situations because, like, whatever insert X name villain would be here could view that as easy opportunity to kind of change the timeline potentially or some shit, I think that'd be cool because I just liked OG Dragon Ball. So I think that'd be really cool. But I don't know. Just Xenoverse 3, though. Give us Xenoverse 3, and when you give us Xenoverse 3, I want to be able to go Super Saiyan 4 with my creative character. That'd be cool. And I guess in your case, go Black Frieza mode. Because don't you play Frieza Race?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
That was primarily what I did.
Okay.
2.
Yeah. Well, there you go. You can go Black Frieza mode. You know, if you go...
Hell, you might be able to. I don't know. I haven't played that game in a long time.
I don't think so. I think the only transformation they've added, I think, is over the last few years. I think it's just like Vegeta's like evolved blue. I think might have gotten added. I know Ultra Instinct got added for creative characters.
Yeah, that's been years.
Yeah, maybe God as well. I think because I know you could go blue, but I don't know if they added base God. So I think God. I don't know. But yeah, no, Black Frieza would be cool. You could add beast mode for humans, give humans a little love there, besides just flying on the Nimbus, I think is what it was. I don't remember. Didn't you also play a human? Did you not? Okay. You got Orange Piccolo mode. I mean, there's some options there. It'd be fun. But no, those are some like straightforward. Like I would really love to see those. And they're all kind of at least Xenoverse and Xenoverse 3 and Soul Calibur. Those are realistic. It's just a matter of when. Soul Calibur maybe like 5 more years from now. Xenoverse 3 is probably like 5-6 more years from now. But would just like to actually see it get confirmed at some point. So, what about one of you guys? What do you guys got?
Well, okay, something for me is more in the line of like I wouldn't even necessarily say like remaster or anything. I want it's like for me, I primarily just want more games to be ported after they've already been released. Like certain game series that I want to play. Right. I would like to get into the Trails games. You don't have a lot of options on where to play some of the Trails games. It's like you can play them on Steam or you could play them on the original console that they came out.
Actually, Switch as well. Almost all of them are on Switch. I've just found this out, but they're hard as hell to get.
I mean, are you talking about like physical versions of the games? Yeah, it's like, yeah. But I want easy access to these games.
I understand what you're asking for.
I want to be able to play some of these games.
Yeah.
It's like not even just like Trails games or something like that. There's games that like just some like JRPGs and stuff that came out like in the PS3 era. We don't know if they're ever getting ported up. We don't know if they're happening. I want some of these games to be ported up so we can play
John,
them.
I feel you there. There's a Soccer Wars game which I can only play on PS3. It's never seeing a port up.
I know. I want some of those games because like PS3 ended up with some really good RPGs.
Oh yeah, PS3. There's several that got ported up to PS4 that I was surprised about that I played on 3. So,
but it's just the aspect of like every now and then I'll do some like Google searches on like some of the Tales games that came out back then or something. I'm like, have we heard anything on any port or like remaster or anything? Okay, not yet. I'll check next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish some of these like series would get ported around more. Like Switch especially, just put them in the eShop on the Switch. You may not sell 1 million copies of it. You'll sell a decent number of them though, because some of these games, especially like the early trail or like the early Trails games.
Yeah, because there's like the first 3 that is not on Switch, for example.
It's like they're not on Switch. I think you can only play them on
PS3, PSP, and PS Vita. I think because I was just diving into the series recently and looking at it.
Yeah, it's like they're not exactly the easiest thing to find for those consoles either.
Oh yeah, no. So to put it in perspective, like again, I dove into Trails recently because I'm with you and I want to get into it. And I was looking up like, okay, where can I buy them? Okay, from like the 5th game on are all pretty much on the Switch. But then I'm looking up the prices. Like you can only buy them from secondhand on like eBay, and they're all like averaging $80 a game. I don't know if they're on the eShop. They might be. I did not look because I'm a physical guy.
At least the first ones are not available anywhere.
Yeah, no. I think it was like the first 3 or first 4 are still stuck on like PS3, PS Vita, and PSP.
Because it's one where it's like you can get those on Steam. I understand you can get those on Steam and play them there. but the Switch would be the perfect place for me to play that game.
Oh, for sure.
I would being able to like take it like even just anywhere around my house to play it. I would love because like those are long games. I don't necessarily want to be sitting at my desk the entire time I'm playing that.
Yeah.
That's why you get a Steam Deck.
Okay, I've already almost bought one.
Oh, Christina
I had to be
wants one
careful
really bad,
recently.
too.
I had to be careful recently when I bought a game on Steam because normally I'm like, okay, add to cart, go to cart, buy, go through and everything. I went to it right before I clicked buy. I went, I should probably take that Steam Deck out of my cart.
No sculling. It's a Steam Deck.
Oh man.
I've had to talk myself out of buying one a few times recently.
Affirm it.
I mean, that'd be the best thing for you, John, with your
Yes.
setup is Steam Deck.
I know
honestly.
it's like
True.
I should just bite the bullet and buy one because it would solve a lot of my problems
Yeah.
with like some games that I want there. But also, it should like it's
It
one of
makes
those things
sense
where
for you.
I also kind of just wish that like Steam wasn't the only place to buy some of these games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they were more accessible, I think that would be better for not just me, everyone who like especially like RPGs and stuff,
Yeah.
JRPGs. Unless they're real popular, they're not getting ported, they're not getting remastered, they're not getting any of that.
Not even a chance.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Even some of the popular ones, it's like it'll happen, but it'll take 15 years.
Yeah.
True. I can totally respect your dream of just like I just want games to be more accessible. I respect that.
Yeah.
That's very fair.
It's one of those like some of these games I just want to play these games.
Yeah.
Just make it easy for me.
Right. That's totally fair. I can respect that. What about you?
Yakuza Mario Party.
That would actually be a lot of fun. I almost bought the Demon Slayer Mario Party yesterday. I'm not gonna lie to you. I came very close to buying Sweep the Board.
And if you do, just call me over and we can make it a video real quick.
Oh, trust me, that's one of the reasons I almost bought it because that one site that I kind of track for some sales, that Canadian store Video Game Plus. Ironically, they've got it on sale and it's brand new.
Okay.
They've also got Vengeance on sale too, the Steelbook edition, brand new. Right now, they're both like I think Sweep the Board was like $35 and Vengeance I think was 40 for USD, and it's just I almost bought them. I do want to play the Sweep the Board, but no, Yakuza Mario Party would be fun. I think like just take that sort of general mindset of like a Mario Party. I think it could fit for a lot of different types
Oh,
of
most
series.
definitely. But I would specifically enjoy Yakuza just because Yakuza's already over the top with a lot of its like side stories and mini games they do. So they could very much make a very entertaining Yakuza style party game, which people would probably be partially okay with, especially they switched to RPG and people are okay with that. And the wildness that is Like a Dragon RPG,
Right.
especially with the mechanics from Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth.
Yeah. No, I think a Mario Party game would
I could
make
see
sense.
them making a game like that, and like each round that you play, like they just have like however the round's going out, the characters just talking back and forth, like talking shit to each other as they go,
100%.
like making, and it's kind of almost like a like I forgot that, like a roguelike
Yeah.
Yeah.
genre where the characters just make their own story in character as you're playing it while you're just playing the game. Like normally the talking shit and everything would be
like-
between the players, but it's also the characters like running by and you have them just like yelling at each other when they're getting like.
Yeah, because what I thought was like, you know how in Mario Party, whenever the board switches, you have characters that are smiling and happy and other ones that are sad. In Yakuza, it's just them laughing maniacally at each other and just throwing weapons.
Yeah.
I could just see like you running by like Majima or something and him pulling a gun on you as you go by.
Basically.
Yeah, him pulling out like his knife or something.
Yeah, him just like taking a swipe at you.
I think a Mario Party Yakuza would, number one, be very interesting, and number two, wouldn't be surprised if they did something like that.
Oh, I mean, that could be something cooking somewhere, and somebody's reign over there at a Like a Dragon studio.
I mean, if I remember correctly, there was a rumor they were over there with like Sega and Atlas, whatever. I know this.
Yeah.
Not same. But
I mean, because they're part of Sega.
Yeah. I know there was the rumor that there was a Persona Mario Party in development.
Yeah.
So who knows? There might be a Yakuza Mario Party one day. That might actually be a real thing.
I mean, they have a decent cast of characters. They could literally just choose anyone, and it would just be ridiculous mini games.
Right. Yeah. No, I could see that. That'd be pretty sick. That'd be pretty sick.
Sort of the other thing I thought about was too one of my just favorite developers in just nonsense games, Koei Tecmo or Megaforce.
Mm-hmm.
I would just love to having them do like a Warriors game and just have a bunch of historic figures doing like a conquest across the world.
Oh yeah. No, that'd be pretty sick as well.
It'd be very entertaining for me because they use the same models for everything.
Yeah.
So just see a German historical figure as a Japanese character. Because for some reason, Koei Tecmo can't use different character models. They have to use the same models for everything.
Right.
Okay. While you were saying that, I was picturing a combination of what you were talking about and Civilization.
I mean, pretty much.
Basically,
yeah.
Well, I'm just thinking, imagine like you're playing a game of Civ against somebody, but when you go to war, you get dropped into
Like Total War style?
Yeah, you get dropped into it. And it's just warriors combat, and it's just you and the other person try to take each other out.
Basically,
It'd be entertaining.
So one thing that I thought about, and I wanted to go ahead and shout this one out because I do have it for the thumbnail, honestly, once I was thinking about it and the possibilities for it, I'm gonna be kind of real. I'm kind of surprised we haven't gotten some sort of attempt at it. And I would like to see a turn-based Zelda game. I don't mean like a full-scale like Breath of the Wild style graphics and world size and everything. Like, make it smaller scale like a Mario and Luigi. Because I look at Mario and I understand it's I understand it's the bigger seller. I understand it's the flagship series. I get it. But, I look at all like the different spinoffs that Mario's had that's been successful.
Yeah.
They dipped into turn-based with Mario RPG on the NES, Super NES, successful. Mario and Luigi series, successful. The Tactics games for the Switch, the 2 Sparks games, successful. Zelda's dipped their toes in a couple things, like with the rhythm game with Cadus of Hyrule. There is the Triforce Heroes, that little multiplayer shit show that no one liked. They've dipped their toes into a couple things, but like I feel like a turn-based Zelda, the era may have passed for it now, but I think that's something that could have succeeded in like a DS or a 3DS or a GBA era, where you just take the same sort of like graphical approach of a Mario and Luigi. You have such a huge cast of characters that you could pull from, as well as just kind of make up some of your own. Like I think a turn-based Zelda, whether if it be like a Mario and Luigi, kind of graphic approach, or do like, I know some people have always kind of wanted this, like a paper Legend of Zelda. I don't really give a shit which. I just think Zelda is one that, I think it'd be kind of cool to see it branch off into a couple different genres. They've tried for a couple things, but I still think there are some, the only one that's really been successful is them branching into like the Warriors style genre, right? That's the only one that's been really successful. Cadus was successful as much as it could have been. And Triforce Heroes, as far as I know, is just a dog shit game, and it's like super low rated. No one cared for it. But I think something like a turn-based RPG, Zelda game, I think that'd be really sick. I saw some news also from this week that before he retires, the Sonic team boss wants to make Sonic into a turn like an RPG, like a turn-based game. I think that would be sick too. I think that could have some fun potential as well. Yes, that'd be something I'd really like to see for Zelda. Will it ever happen at this point? Probably not. No. But if it ever did, I could see it maybe being in like the same graphical approach as Link's Awakening and Zelda's, Echoes of Wisdom. I could see it being in that, just a smaller scale game, nothing too crazy, and just give us something different. You know what I mean? Like I like it when an IP, dips their toes into a different type of genre. That's just my personal opinion. And I think a Zelda turn-based RPG would be a fun way to go. Same thing with Sonic. If that ends up happening, I'm here for that. I think that'd be fun too. Do I know?
Oh, I don't know.
It'll never happen.
I was trying to think positively on it.
It'll never happen.
And especially when you tried to say Sonic RPG in that format.
Well, that one was in the news this week.
I know, but just like saying that, I'm like the whole point of playing Sonic is going fast.
Go fast. I know.
And you want to take it to traditionally one of the slower types of games.
I mean, you could do it like some other style RPGs where it's sort of I'm trying to think of one. I can't think of the top of my head. I'm thinking of but more or less you have to do actions in time.
Yeah, real time with pause.
No, not
what you're
real.
Talking about.
Well, it's more of a like system set of just. I wish I could really remember the name of the game right now. But more or less you have. It's more or less a constant turn timer going, and whenever it gets to a certain point, you can put actions in quickly for your any combos.
I know what you're talking about. I'm drawing a blank on any sort of it.
That's become where there's been options for that.
Yeah.
Like fairly recently too, because even like FF7 remake had a gameplay option where because when they transition it to the like action combat,
Yeah.
they have a setting where the action combat just kind of happens.
Yeah, I remember that.
Where like it kind of happens, and then when you've landed enough hits or enough time has passed or damage is dealt, however that works, where you build up your meter to where you can actually like use an ability, cast, heal, do something like that. Which I don't think I used that when I was playing that game, but I do like that. I do kind of like that idea being implemented for like when a gameplay style does change like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, quick comment. This goes back to the Xbox stuff. They may be listening back at that portion. They said that I've been buying $8 monthly keys to avoid full price Ultimate. That's fair. CD keys, I think, is a good place to go to get some keys and some codes and shit for cheaper. It is possible to get banned doing that because I was kind of considering doing that as well. But for the most part, people usually never get banned. It's just possible. You can get banned, but usually people don't. But that is a good way to save some money for sure.
I'm gonna throw out this. This is something that I've not necessarily like. I've put a whole lot of thought to. It's just two games that I really enjoyed playing, absolutely loved, and I want to see something either from the franchises that they're from, or like just swap them around, throw some other names out there. We got the Digimon Survive.
Hell yeah.
I want another one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Want another one of those. Love that game. Pokemon Conquest.
Oh, yeah, buddy. Here we go. Love Conquest so much.
I want because it's kind of like you were talking about with Zelda. You just take you take your franchise, you just put a little twist on it.
Yep.
And it's like tactic games aren't really my favorite thing, but when you take a franchise that I enjoy and you put a tactics twist on it, I really enjoy those.
Right.
So it's like those are two games. I want more of those of those two types of games. Like Digimon Survive was a game that I was looking forward to.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't necessarily like. I wanted to play it. I didn't know if I was going to enjoy it. It ended up being one of my favorite games that year.
Mm-hmm.
Pokemon Conquest, just a damn good time the entire way through.
Facts.
Yeah.
I still dream of that game ever getting ported. Going back to your dream of things
Yeah.
being one, I dream of Conquest getting ported one day.
Nope.
And that's
Oh,
just
no.
one where it's like
It'll never happen.
it's like, especially Conquest. I don't see that ever happening
Nope.
because that was not a very popular game.
Yeah.
Nope. That was a one shot, and that's what it's probably going to
But
be.
man, if they were gonna do a spin-off of something to do it again, give me another one of those.
Facts. No, with Conquest like never being ported up, in my mind, with how like Nintendo works and operates, I feel like we missed our window because I think it was like either last year or the year before Conquest hit like a notable number anniversary, like
Yeah.
like 25th or something. So I was kind of hoping going into, I think it was last Pokemon Presents, like, come on, give us Conquest port. Didn't happen. It's not going to happen.
I mean, if they really want to do an interesting conquest and idea, would be you could almost do it with the current list of generations we have, since we know all areas can be reachable in some form or fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do conquest across all three regions, or across all the regions.
Oh, that'd actually be sick. Do another conquest game, guys, please. That'd be so cool.
Conquering tactics games like that where they'll start you off on a smaller map, and once you conquer it, it'll be like, then we're going to expand you out.
Yeah.
And then it opens up to another map.
Yeah.
So you could choose a region to start at, conquer that one, then it opens up. It's like, hey, these are the regions next to you. Good luck, buddy.
Yeah. No, that'd be great. Also, shout out, John. Thank you so much for getting on the tactics topic, because it's actually one of my dream games. So this can be an easy segue for me. So this one is, I was thinking very hard about this one. It's like, what would be a pretty, number one, fun approach, but number two, realistic approach for this property to become a video game? One of my favorite animes of all time. I'm currently rewatching it now, as well as listening to all of the audiobooks. I would love to see an 86 tactics game. I was thinking about some other possibilities, like, 86 could go in like maybe this direction, because with how the anime and how the combat of the series is set up, it could be a lot of different directions of like, if an action game would be fun, sure. But realistically, if they ever did a game, it wouldn't be a high seller. So I see something like a tactics game being like dipping their toes in just enough, plus with just the general mindset of, strategy around that is in the series. I think a tactics game with 86 would actually be really sick. I just love 86. I want it to get more love. If you've never seen it, go see it. Go watch the anime. It's incredible.
The only real way I could see that working, they did it XCOM style. So
that's I agree.
Okay.
XCOM was exactly what I was thinking of. Whenever I pitched the idea to myself, like, yeah, 86 tactics game, that'd be cool. Will never happen. But yeah, I mean, summertime rendering got a game, so 86 could get one. I mean, maybe, probably not, but
see, Zach, you're over there and you're like, oh, XCOM, that style would make sense. You know where my brain went?
What is 86?
No, I know what 86 is.
Okay.
No, my brain went Armor Core 6.
I mean, my brain also went there too.
My brain went there as well.
Game.
Yeah, it could just be a mecha game. Just call it a mecha game and move on. But again, like I looked at tactics first, because I was like, I feel like it'd probably be an easier way to just get the game made. I mean, because it's not a property that's going to sell a shit ton of units.
Yeah, it's a lot simpler to make a tactics game like that.
Exactly.
Because you could just, even if it was just overhead, not as in depth as like an XCOM, like 3D rendered necessarily, you could still do it fairly.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why that'd be probably one of my biggest dreams on this whole list, is to get like an 86 tactics
Heck, if you really want to get that 86 feel, you could just do it on a grid with circles and arrows like the operators get to see. You don't even get to see the kids. Oh
yeah, facts. You could. You can do it the exact same way, man. Do it as how the processors see it.
Yep.
Or the handlers. That's the way the handlers see it. Oh yeah, dude. That's an idea. Put yourself like you're the handler. There you go. You're the handler. You're the commander of there you go.
Even you as a fan wouldn't enjoy playing that.
I mean, I would, because it exists.
You would enjoy playing. You would enjoy playing it for about 45 seconds until the novelty wore off.
That's gonna be played on like a Macintosh or some crap like that. Windows 94.
Oh man. Hey, at least it'd be accurate to the series. I give them props. Seriously, if you never watched 86, go watch it. It's incredible. Let's see.
I just. Okay, hang with me for a second.
I'm hanging.
A current take on backyard sports.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be awesome, man. Backyard sports is fantastic.
Whether it be,
they're still fun.
I know they're still fun, but like, imagine a current day take on like backyard baseball or football or something like that. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
That popped in my head. I was like, man, backyard games are fun.
Bring those back, man. I would, still staying in those like spin-off sports games. I would say even bring back like NFL Street. NFL Street was fun.
That's where I was at. I was actually at like NBA Jam.
NBA Jam,
and then that got me there.
Yeah, bring back backyard sports and bring back NFL Street. I think a lot of people would be happy with that.
Bring back Mosquito.
What's Mosquito?
You messed up.
Do you know what that is, John?
No, I just don't engage you when you bring up something obscure.
Damn.
Mosquito is, I don't even know what that's actual name, but it's an old PS2 Xbox game where you literally play as Mosquito, and your whole objective in each level is to just suck blood out of the people's whose home you're in. And it's infamous for one level because there's a bathroom level and there's a woman who's in the bath who's covered up in soap and whatnot, but you're trying to suck the blood out of a naked woman in the bathtub.
Did you play this?
No,
Okay, you just know about it.
Yes.
All right, that's fair. That's fair.
I've never found a copy.
Never found a cop, so you're hunting.
I mean, if I ran across it,
You're buying it.
yes.
Yeah, okay, all right.
It's
yeah.
such a dumb, obscure PS2 game that I'm like, oh, I would get it.
Yeah, okay. All right, you know what? I can respect that.
Because it's literally the entire concept of the game is just a mosquito that's gotten in this family's house, and it's like 5 or 6 levels of you just sucking people's blood to move
Right.
on to the next level.
Okay, all right. Let's see. A couple more that I've got. This one, short, sweet, to the point. And honestly, I can see it happening because of how much positive reception it got. Give me a reboot of Spider-Man: The Great Web. With the positive reception it got after the leak, who knows? Sony could tell Insomniac to greenlight it again, but it's probably still dead. But I would like to see that actually come out. The trailer for it looked fun. It's not something I would spend like hundreds and hundreds of hours in, probably, just because I'm not a big multiplayer gamer anymore. But it's still one that I would definitely, want to hop on and play with you guys, or whoever wants to play, and just have fun. It seems like that sort of gameplay and that sort of universe in multiplayer, I think it'd be fun for at least a little while. So give that a reboot. A sequel or a full remake, preferably a sequel of direct sequel, that is, of Twilight Princess. I think that version of Hyrule and that version of the story of Zelda, I think, still has a lot of untapped potential. Mostly in reference to like the Twilight, the Twilight whatever, and the Twilight. I think there's a lot of untapped potential there, and that honestly goes for the Zelda franchise in general. Like, I mean, like the Minish is a good example, which apparently the Minish almost appeared in Breath of the Wild. Just shout out to that. But I think that's just one of those things. It's a really cool element to Zelda that is just kind of stuck in Twilight Princess. I think a direct sequel focusing on that link, similar to how Majora's Mask focused on the Ocarina of Time link, like, or even I think it was Phantom Hourglass. I think that was the Wind Waker link. I think a direct sequel to Twilight Princess, like, I think that version has so much more potential, whether if it's in the exact same Hyrule but like expanded, or just like going to another region similar to what Majora's Mask did. I just think there's a lot of potential storytelling there.
Whatever it takes to get us out of Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, you're just like, all right, just whatever. I don't even care.
That's why they're releasing a Zelda game.
Yeah, it goes to wisdom. So there you go. So I've got one more, if you guys, and I'll be done. If you guys have anything else.
Nope.
No.
Okay, I can only use a game that I've talked about a few times as an example of something that I want, like similar to it. I would take a direct sequel. I would take just the concept that expanded out to where there was more to do in the game. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I've talked about Force of Nature 2 a few times.
Yeah, you have. It was Gamestead Game of the Week. Shout out to that.
Yeah, it was the first one I've done. I talk about this game whenever I kind of have the opportunity to.
Yeah.
That style game only had a few. It only had like 5 or 6 zones to actually traverse through in that. And it was a big time investment of a game. Everything took a long time because it was just gated behind timers. But like the actual like gathering materials, adventuring out, taking the time and actually preparing and figured out and like getting ready to go out was some of the most relaxing and just like just pure enjoyment of not doing a whole lot. I could be sitting around the base just kind of moving around, getting. I've been out mining, so I'm gonna put the ore over here, and then I'm gonna go get my crops and take care of my stuff. It's like that in that art style and everything, and the way that game was done. I would love something like that, just expanded out where there was more to explore, more to do. It's like those style of kind of adventure games are some of the most enjoyable to me, like personally. So I would like more to a game like that.
Right.
If they made that, like, if they made a Force of Nature 3.
That's what I was gonna say. Just basically a third game.
If they made a Force of Nature 3 that was like, okay, here's what you did before, and then way more.
Right.
I would be so happy.
Yeah.
That'd be my game of the year.
Game of the year. Shout out. All right. So the last one that I've got, and it's not like a super special or super unique idea or anything. Like, I just saved it for last because I actually thought about a general like idea of where to go with the game. If you're a fan of this franchise, every single fan of this franchise is going to say this is a dream game, and that is give me a true Sonic Adventure 3. I know like Sonic 06 or Unleashed, one of the two, was like the spiritual Sonic Adventure 3. And honestly, if Sonic 06 wasn't a dumpster fire with its gameplay, it probably would have been and everyone would have been fine. But I want a true Sonic Adventure 3. With this, like, I want like a combo, like from a general gameplay standpoint, like I want it to be like Sonic Adventure 2, where it's just cutscenes and levels. That's it. I don't need the open zone thing of Frontiers or 06 or Sonic Adventure 1. I don't need the hub world or whatever. Just give me the cutscenes, give me the levels. Let's have a great time. But I also want to have multiple stories like Sonic Adventure 1, like Sonic Heroes, or even Sonic 06. Like, I want like the multiple stories. And honestly, I'm not even saying do like 2 or 3. I'm saying like give me 7. Like, I think there's a lot of possibility because if you do 7, it could set you up for the final story where each of these group of characters, group of 3, has to go after a certain Chaos Emerald or whatever. So like for this, my pitch, introduce a 4th Hedgehog, brand new complete character, but with his story, and you're bringing in 3 characters from the comics. You're bringing in Surge, you're bringing in Kit, and you're bringing in the person who created them, Dr. Starline, who will be like one of the main antagonists. Surge has like electrical abilities. Kit has ice abilities. Make a hedgehog that has like fire abilities. Give him like an S name like Scorch or Solar or some stuff. Zach showed off the Mosquito game. Mr. Mosquito.
Yes.
Oh man, that's an interesting game there. But I mean, just have like 7 different stories. Have a Sonic story, Shadow, Silver. Bring in some miscellaneous. Give Team Chaotix a story from Sonic Heroes because I love Espio. Espio's cool.
We never got more with Chaotix, did we?
No, it sucks. I wish we did. I'm wanting to throw him in here. Honestly, bring back Jet and his crew. I loved the first Sonic Riders. I think they could have a fun little story here. Give Knuckles his own story. He doesn't have to be part of Team Sonic. Team Sonic can have Sonic, Tails, and someone else. And then if you want to keep Knuckles with Sonic, put Amy in that situation so you have an Amy story, and then have the new Hedgehog. With his group being Surge and Kit and Dr. Starline being one of the key antagonists. Each of the stories have their own antagonists they're going to have to go after, similar to like a Sonic 06 or whatever. And then all converge into one final story where maybe it's like Dr. Starline created whatever the new antagonist will be, like the true ultimate life form from Sonic, Adventure 2 or Solaris or Solaris, whatever, from Sonic 06. And it's like he created this new character that you're going to have to be. I don't know. I think a true Sonic Adventure 6 and really just make it like a fan's wet dream. I think would be incredible. I think that'd be sick. $100.
Yep.
That's in your realm to purchase. So, but yeah, shout out to that though. Let's see. I will do a bunch of honorable mentions that I won't dive into though. Scalebound, would love to see a reboot of that. A Mega Man Battle Network 7. Obviously, Battle Network series is long gone and dead, but that'd be cool to go back to it. The Oblivion remake that is apparently already a thing. Let's actually have it come out. New Wario World would be pretty cool. A Waluigi game would be entertaining. A DK64 remake or a sequel to it would be cool, as well as a Pokemon Coliseum or XD Gala Darkness sequel would also be pretty sick. Those are really fun games on the GameCube. So there's a bunch of honorable mentions there.
Yeah. We'll throw one last thing out. This is less of a. This is more of a my personal request. It's kind of I've talked about it before. I wish we spent less time focusing on remaking games.
Yeah.
I wish we just made new good games.
I just said 3 remakes, and you're like, all right.
No, I was.
Let me shut this guy up.
That was kind of like my end out the top. I knew we were going to talk about remakes. I've been talking about ports and potential remasters, but in my mind, there's a very big difference between remastering a game and then full on remaking a game.
Yeah.
Because I've been complaining for the last 5 years about every year there's a damn remake in Game of the Year. It's like, okay, you took what was a critically acclaimed game that everybody loved from 30 years ago and you made it again. Congratulations, it was going to be a good game. Why not? Why don't we just try to make a good game? Or did we forget how?
Right. And I feel like your argument for that rings a little extra true when you look at, we looked at the top 20 Metacritic games for the year so far, and like, what, 10 of them were remakes or remasters or ports or whatever?
Something like that.
Yeah, something crazy. So that's a fair thing to say. But no, I think that'll do it for the Dream Video Games segment. Comment down below on the video upload that I'll do of this, any of your Dream Video Games and your thoughts of anything that we said, and we appreciate that. Let's shout out our other sponsor, Agent Inc. You can use our referral link down below and pick up one of the jerseys or one of the hats that we've got in the shop, and we would 100% appreciate that extra support, whether it's the Sparky 3, AniMan Plus, Gamesthetic, or ATFS. ATFS and Gamesthetic still need to get updated. My bad, guys. I still need to reach out to them and kind of get things going on that front. But AniMan Plus and Sparky 3, the Sparky 3 one is sick. That's still probably my favorite one. So I definitely want to check that out and pick up a jersey or a hat, and we appreciate that. We also have Sparky3shop.com. You can also go shop there as well, pick up some of the merch, and we'd appreciate that support. Do you boys got anything that you guys want to chat about? Are you guys ready to hit the weekly wrap up? The first thing that I had on the weekly wrap up was the Larian thing with wanting Fallout or Ultima. So I can touch on that, or unless you guys got something you want to dive into.
Not something really I want to dive into, but something to throw out. Here, coming around the 17th, I believe, Xbox 360 online store will be closed.
Oh, no, I saw that. That's heartbreaking. End of an era.
So, and pretty much everything's on sale. So if you want to grab some digital versions of 360 games just for the hell of it, go grab them now. You got like a week.
Yeah, this is your chance. Don't miss out and regret it later. I'm dealing with that right now. I'm dealing with the regret right now.
What, from the DS shop?
Yeah, 3DS shop, because recently I've randomly, it's mostly my fiance's fault. She recently restarted Fire Emblem Awakening. So now I've also been playing some Fire Emblem on 3DS, and I never picked up Revelations. And that was, like a DS, that was the eShop only expansion of Fates. So you can get the game physically, but the only way to get it was a Fire Emblem Fates special edition that had both games and Revelations. And dude, that thing's like $300 freaking. So
I mean, if I could ever find my SD card, I'll lend it to you.
Oh, you have Revelations?
On an SD card somewhere.
Okay. If you find that, let me know.
Nope.
Damn.
I'm never going to find it because I've been looking for it for like a week. I have no fucking clue what I did with it.
Nah, that's
It's
unfortunate.
okay, dude. It took me almost 2 years to find my DS.
Yeah, he was blaming me. He thought I stole it.
I mean, I know where my DS. I just don't know where the SD card is.
Yeah,
To be fair, you were the last one who had it.
I was the last one that had it, but actually, no, that's not true because I gave it back to you. So you were the last one that had it. You just lost it in the move.
I do not know that.
Just like how you denied having a Wii U.
He doesn't have a Wii U.
No, I do have one.
He found it. He was determined that he did not have one. Because I tried to get like his Pro controller from him, and he's just like, I don't have a Wii U. I'm like, what are you talking about? Yes, you do.
I got a Pro controller too.
Yeah, I know you do. That thing's expensive.
It's on the floor.
John.
Currently probably being used as a bed by his cat.
Probably. But yeah, no, for the 360 thing, definitely go pick up something that maybe isn't available on the current Xbox store, so you don't regret it later, like I'm dealing with right now with Revelations. So, John, anything that you want to chat about? Anything you want to shout out or chat about before we start going through the lengthy weekly wrap up?
I don't think so.
First Descendant going well. That's the main thing.
Yeah, I see First Descendant in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that is literally all I've done this week. It is all I was doing earlier today, and it is what I'm going to do when I go home.
Me with Zenless.
Like I said, this guy was...
I honestly didn't expect to enjoy the game that much. I thought I was going to jump into it, play it a little bit. I was explaining to you the level of convoluted RNG that I'm having to go through to try to get some drops. And it's still enjoyable.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I know Steve also checked it out recently, and he said it was pretty fun as well.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed because the character I thought I was going to enjoy the most is not the character that I think I'm going to enjoy the most.
You know what I don't like?
What's that?
On Zenless, I want to use a full team of Bellabog Industries. But the game's told me you're Victoria Housekeeping. Because I have all of Victoria Housekeeping now, and I have jack shit for Bellabog Industries.
Right.
Want to point out, Victoria Housekeeping has 3 S ranks.
Roll more.
Apparently, I have to.
Yeah. All right, let's start going through the weekly wrap up so we can get John on to go play some First Descendant. All right, yeah. So the first thing that I had is the Larian CEO recently said that there was only 2 other RPGs that he was really interested in before if he could not get Baldur's Gate, and one of them was Fallout, and the other one was a pretty long dead series, Ultima. I think the last actual Ultima game,
He's a hero.
That's what dude. Once I saw Ultima in the title of that article, I'm like, wow. I've never played an Ultima. I know what it is, but it's like, damn, it's like that's a throwback. I think the last new game was like 98 or something.
Something like that.
Ultima 1 came out in 1981. I had to look that up earlier to confirm. There was some online game, little bullshit game that came out in 2013, but it wasn't a full release or anything. But no, shout out to that. Shout out to him wanting Ultima, but also him wanting Fallout, because I saw a lot of positive reception after that, where it's just please give him whatever budget he wants and a Fallout IP.
I mean,
just let him go have at it.
I bet the Fallout fan base would want a new Fallout after Baldur's Gate 3. I mean, it wouldn't be the first person, probably be the traditional top down from 1 and 2.
Yeah, it's if you give Larian an IP, they are going to make a CRPG out of it.
Yeah, basically.
But the good news is they are the masters of the craft.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you will get a damn good game.
Yes. It may not be what you're wanting, but it's going to be a damn good game.
And it's you will hear about it, and you will be waiting. It will be in early access for years. but at the end of it, you are gonna get one of the best games
Yeah.
that they can make.
I got Baldur's Gate 3 for a good price since I bought it super early on early access.
Right. No, I think it'd be pretty sick to see them get Ultima or Fallout. Who even owns Ultima? Who is that? I didn't look.
Couldn't tell you.
I didn't even see that part. Let me look.
We'll say it's Larian. They've had their fun with Baldur's Gate. Now they got a D&D, did that. I would like to see him go back to Divinity now.
Oh, true. Yeah. EA's got him.
Sure. EA ain't doing shit with that.
Yeah. EA and a company called Origin Systems. They were the publishers. I don't even know what Origin Systems is. Are they even still
Neither
open?
do I.
Let me see. Nope, they closed.
So it's EA. Gotcha.
Yeah, so it's EA. It's EA. Yeah, they closed in 2004. So yeah, it's just EA now. It's just that IP is just rotting in EA's backlog. BioWare was one of the developers though. BioWare Mythic, way back when. So shout out to that. It was the developers were Origin Systems, Blue Sky Productions, Looking Glass Studios, Electronic Arts, and BioWare Mythic.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, shout out to that. Shout out to Ultima. shout out to Larian, man. So anyway, all right, let's move on to the next thing. So Nintendo released a teaser for a new horror game called Emio. We'll go with Emio. All the trailer features is a person standing there wearing a paper bag with a smile and a trench coat. It's been officially rated M, naturally. Additional info based on the rating includes violence, cruelty, domestic abuse, and suicide themes. There was a rumor that Bloober Team was the developer, but I saw some IGN sources said that is not the case. But immediately kind of raised some eyebrows because it's not like Nintendo to dip their toes into the horror genre. It's not really what they do very often. But when they do, it's honestly usually pretty interesting, at least. I mean, Eternal Darkness, Sanity of Requiem, whatever, on the GameCube, that's a pretty fascinating game that they made. So it's kind of cool to see them kind of do something in the horror genre again. Looking forward to potentially seeing more on this in the future. Apparently, Riot has canceled work on a second fighting game they were working on, and the codename was Pool Party. They canceled it in late May. Around 70 to 80 people working on the project. Apparently, there's a platform fighter like Smash. I saw some people conversate that they wonder if they canceled it based on how like multiverse kind of
That's
came back.
exactly what it was because there was an article about that.
Yeah, so that's just kind of unfortunate. You had a League of Legends Smash game on the way, and then multiverses came back in a shit state and got canceled. So next thing we've got Sony Music Entertainment in Japan, Aniplex, and Pocket Pair have established a joint venture called Power World Entertainment. To me, this is basically like Sony's version of like the Pokemon Company International.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, I mean, that's, just to kind of put Power World in a larger situation for the IP with products and maybe like in anime and just all sorts of things on those lines, more games and stuff. So
I bought a Depresso plushie.
yeah, I sent that in the,
Attaboy.
I sent that in the Discord. I was wondering if one of you guys were going to buy that.
Oh, I didn't even see you post in the Discord. I just saw it because I follow Power World.
Okay, yeah, they've got 3 plushies now. Shout to that.
So I got a Depresso with a pickaxe coming.
Hell yeah. So, I mean, that's cool to see, man. It's cool to see that Power World's going to keep on growing in a positive way. So,
I could have swore I sent that to you. I guess I didn't.
next thing we had was involving the First Ascendant. It's now past 10 million players in 7 days. So, big shout to that one. I thought this was kind of funny. Japanese versions of Starfy are being added to NSO.
What is Starfy?
It was like an old handheld game on like the DS. Like I know like one of our local stores, like they've got copies of it right now.
Okay.
It's just like almost like a Kirby in a way. It was like a Kirby and like a platformer basically.
Okay.
But it's just interesting that the versions that are being added to the NSO for like us is Japanese versions. So like the official trailer that Nintendo of America put up, like when they were showing the second game, like the second game they showed had like full-blown Japanese text, like Japanese text boxes. So it's like it's not even English port. It's like here's the games. You want the games? Here's the games. Good luck understanding it. So I don't know. I thought that was a pretty fascinating little thing there. The Switch is also now the longest running Nintendo console. It's passing the original Famicom/NES. I think it was like 2,600 days or something like that. So man, the Switch generation has been a long one. Greedfall 2: The Dying World finally got its release date. That is coming out September 24th. So shout out to that. Zach sent me this. This is pretty cool. Sonic Adventure 2 is getting a card-themed board game called Sonic Speed Battle. It's coming this summer to Amazon and Barnes & Nobles and everywhere else this fall. I will be buying this. That's a cool little thing there.
I figured you liked that.
Oh, yeah. I like that a lot. Thank you for sending me that. That's going to be a pickup. That's pretty cool. There is a rumor that Helldivers 2 is coming to Game Pass. I don't know how much I buy into that rumor, though. It'd probably be good for the game, but I don't know. Sony really hates Xbox, so I can't buy into that. I just can't see that being a thing, but it wouldn't horribly shock me, but it would kind of shock me at the same time. Warframe devs are creating a fantasy MMO called Soulframe, so dipping their toes into something else. So we've had some hands-on previews of Black Myth Wukong, and it continues to impress. Games Radar recently said that it's easily among the best looking action RPG they have played in years. And they also further went on to say that they can understand after playing for a couple hours why the devs say that it is not a Souls-like game. We are 38 days till release, John. We're so close.
Yeah, I'm at this point, I'm just waiting on it to come.
I know.
I'm ready for it.
I know. Me too. It's so close, dude. God, I can't wait. So in case you missed it, the Concord closed beta is out for anyone that pre-ordered the game, but barely anyone's talking about it. Like, this is not a talking point.
They also opened it up to just PS Plus users in general.
Yep. But the people that have played it, here's what I've been seeing. The gameplay is fun. The gunplay is fun. Like, the game is fun when playing it. But one common thing that I've seen is them saying, for this being a $40 game in this space, while it's a fun game, it doesn't do enough to make it stand out from other. It's like the question that I saw from some people that played it is, I don't know why people would come play this versus playing some of the others that's in the space. So I think that $40 price tag, I think, is it's going to really kill this game. This game didn't look like super impressive to begin with. I think this game's gonna die pretty quickly coming out of the gates, unfortunately.
Oof.
That's just the vibe that I got, but who knows?
Made a hero shooter and you had like 8 heroes.
Yeah, but they've got a pretty decent amount of heroes, I think, from in the beta You know, they just didn't show it off to begin with.
Even still, it's like you got to compare that to what's out there right now.
Yeah,
and there's a lot.
Which that is the argument. Is like, again, why would someone pay $40 for this when it doesn't do enough to help it stand out? You know what I mean? Because that's the main thing when you're jumping into a space like that where you have a juggernaut, you know, or maybe like a couple of really notable ones. Like, what are you doing to stand out? That's really the question. Anything.
We're making animated scenes to increase the lore of our characters.
Basically, that's it. It's like, and even then, it's like, good job. Overwatch did that too. They made those videos that are
But ours
really good.
are weekly.
Yeah, ours are weekly and in the game. You don't even have to go anywhere else. You can just go in the game. Still not enough to help.
Nobody will care.
Basically, that's just unfortunate. You know, that's unfortunate. But you know, this game's is. I think it's going to die pretty quickly. I hope it doesn't, but I think it's going to die pretty quickly. VR Game Showcase is set for August 15th, apparently with major reveals. Shout to Shadow. This is your time, buddy. Come on the show. Let's chat about it. Let's chat about these major reveals.
He came to diss us and left, man. He hasn't watched an episode since.
I know.
Or she.
Yeah, I know. I thought this was kind of funny little news bit because I read this and I'm just like, I don't think that's a flex. Like, I really don't.
It's not.
Apparently, some Star Wars Outlaws planets can be crossed in 45 minutes on your speeder bike. Well, I'm just like, all right, so is the bike really that damn fast? How long would it take me if I'm walking? Like, 'cause I don't think this is a flex. I don't think this is a flex at all. I don't think this is a good thing for the game.
No, I think that's in comparison to some of the Starfield talk when it came out, fair. Where you had it's basically walk everywhere and it take forever or fast travel around and do it in minutes.
Right.
It's like we'll let you go. I don't know I don't know what it means for you to be able to travel it in 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. As long as there's plenty to do within that 5 minute stretch, I don't think people would care.
Right.
Yeah, as long as it's like there's a reasonable amount of time for them to go whatever distance they do to get stuff, so they shorten it down so you're not like, God, this is taking forever to get there.
Yeah. All right, last news bit I had. Why did I put Phantom 5?
I don't know. I was going to ask you what the hell Phantom 5 was.
I don't know why I typed that. My bad. It's Persona 5, the Phantom X, will go to consoles after the game goes global release. So shout out to that. That's pretty cool.
Isn't Phantom X a mobile game?
Yeah, it's a mobile game. So
isn't it a gacha mobile game?
I don't know if it's a gacha. I would assume it probably is.
I just know the little bit I saw about Phantom X recently. They recently got a old granny.
I know the next palace they're launching is involving their homeroom teacher. I saw that, but I think that actually no, you're right. Yeah, one of the team members is an old granny. You're right. I remember seeing that now.
Old Biddy gonna beat some ass.
Oh yeah, she about to whoop some ass, dude.
Cause she look hardcore as fuck.
Yeah, straight up, dude. Nah, I mean, the game's only on like PC and mobile. It's primarily like that's its primary focus. But you know, the dev said that after it goes global, which shout out to that it's going global at some point, it's gonna also be going to console. So look forward to playing it whenever it comes out. Whenever that's gonna be 4 years from now, 6 years from now, 8 years from now.
I mean, 5 was only out in Japan by itself for a year. They don't have that long of turnover.
It's not even in Japan yet. That's what's wild too.
Then who's playing it?
China.
Oh.
Yeah. It's not even in Japan, which I thought that was wild too. So anyway. All right, let's finish up the show with Gamesthetic Game of the Week. This one's my week, right? All right, cool. All right, so I know one that I'll do because I have. So this is a classic. This is a goodie that I've recently just picked back up playing recently. And it's one of those things where it's like we have those certain games that are just built to ruin friendships. Mario Party being a great example.
Did you play Fortune Street?
Yes. That is the game of the week, baby, is Fortune Street. If you never played it, you should. It's a good game. It came out on the Wii, I think, 2011. It's basically Mario Party Monopoly thrown together. It's featuring Mario and Dragon Quest characters, and it is a game that will just absolutely just ruin friendships. It's fun to play by yourself if you're doing like the story mode because you need to beat like the current 12 maps, 6 Mario maps, 6 Dragon Quest maps to unlock the other 6. But it's especially fun when playing with friends. It's diabolical, man. I mean, just run around buy all the properties and just kind of continue to build up your gridlock on the map. And there's few things more satisfying than having a property be like an $8,000 smackaroonie and someone landing on it, or building up like 3 to 5 shops in a row that are all like $1,000 a piece and just murdering each and every one of those people, making them go bankrupt. So shout out to Fortune Street, though. Very fun game. Wish that it had more success over here, because like apparently it's like a pretty large franchise over in Japan.
Well, it's also based off an actual like Japanese style board game.
Yeah, it is. I forgot the name of the game.
It's like Sugoroku.
Something like that. But like they've had a lot of different crossovers over in
Yeah,
Japan. Like Final Fantasy's been in it.
Yep.
It's like there was one game that was Final Fantasy, Mario, and Dragon Quest characters all in the same game. It's like, what is this? Like,
Yeah, because it's based off a Japanese board game that none of us in America have ever played, unless you've played Fortune Street or like old 360 PS2, PS3 Samurai Warriors 2 that actually had a Sugoroku minigame.
right.
I want to say it's Sugoroku, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. No, but Fortune Street's a lot of fun. I mean, and it's honestly not that expensive. You can get it for, I think, a fairly decent price. Like, it's, even though it being a little bit of an older game. So it's definitely worth the pickup. It's definitely worth playing. Like I said, it will ruin friendships in the best way possible. So, wait for Zach to get the name of the board game.
It's not right.
Okay. Well, anyway, that's the Gamestead game of the week. Fortune Street on the Wii. It's fantastic. Go ruin some friendships. Go ruin your family. It'll be fun. All right, boys. Last thoughts on anything? I'm going to hit the music. We'll get out of here. Zach's still trying to find that. Any luck? Hey, just look up Fortune Street. You can find the name of the game there.
Yeah, but it's not going to tell me what it's based off of, is it?
Yeah, it will. I think it will. If you just look up like the Fortune Street, look at the history on it.
Oh, well.
What the fuck? Will you calm down, Roadcaster?
I'm not going to look it up. Carry on.
Anyway. All right, yeah. So let's hit the music. Let's get out of here then.
Like, comment, subscribe, rate, whatever your platform allows. It does help. Comment below about whatever we talked about, because I can't remember now. Bye.
Well, then normally I would say do everything he said more, but he got a little lost there. So, yeah, if you enjoyed what we ended up going on about here today for a little while, then we do these live streams every Saturday about 6 p.m. Central Time. And if you want to see us live, come check us out then. And yeah, leave us a comment down below of what some of your dream ideas might be for games.
And make sure to subscribe to the channel. Like I said, we are 4 away from 300, which is incredible. Because, like, legit, we were stuck on a number for so long. So it's been really awesome to see all the recent growth. And we cannot thank you guys enough. So make sure to subscribe to the channel. Be a friend. Tell a friend. Check out all the clips that come out of these episodes. That does so much support for us. You have no idea. Make sure to check out Rogue Energy and Agent Inc. as well. Use the referral links for both of them down below. We'll be back next week, which I will be talking about EA College Football 25. So shout out to that. Till next time, guys. Have a good one. Bye.